Good morning and welcome to you. My name is Daniel Pinault and I am a longtime Microsoft Access MVP. Today, a very short video, but one that I hope will save some of you developers out there some serious pain and frustration. This is directly related to the quote-unquote new modern web browser that was released I don't know how many months ago. It's a very hit or miss control. I'm not going to go into all of that. I have several videos, and you can check on my blog. I've got numerous posts demonstrating how to work things out, and also covers various bugs. My opinion on the matter is very well known, and I think most experienced developers share very similar thoughts on this new control. But regardless of any of that, today's video I wanted to focus on the biggest and best tip I could possibly give any developer that is going to be working on with the modern web browser control. What I have found is, unlike its predecessor, I have found it to be sketchy, shall we say, at displaying updates that I would make. Let me explain briefly. Say I had a web browser control that I had navigated to a file on my local hard drive through code. So I'm using, let's say, the form open event or something along those lines that at startup it would navigate to a specific HTML document. Now, let's say during the development phase, I decide, no, I don't want to do it that way. Instead, I'm going to use JavaScript that I will execute to display some content, okay? Just raw HTML. So I'll go into my VBA and I'll change the navigate line and I'll comment that out, and then I'll create my JavaScript command and I'll issue the proper execute JavaScript. And lo and behold, I will run it and I will not get the result I was expecting. I'm not going to get the HTML that I have coded into the VBA. And now I'm thinking to myself, oh, I must have messed up my HTML, or oh, I must have messed up the VBA call, So I'm going to spend time debugging all of this, trying to figure out what the heck did I miss? Where have I gone wrong? And eventually, after minutes, perhaps hours, maybe you step away and come back, have a good cup of coffee. And then you decide, for whatever reason, you close the database, you reopen it, or you do a compact and repair, and suddenly the exact code that wasn't working suddenly works. Well, that's been my reality with the new modern browser control, is it doesn't necessarily respond, update, reflect what I have done is changes as far as coding or whatnot. So my biggest piece of advice I can give any developer is, when you're working with the modern browser control, make sure you frequently close the database and reopen it, or perform a compact and repair. Save yourself a lot of frustrations. I'm telling you, this specific issue has nipped me in the butt more times than I care to admit. Apparently, I'm a very slow learner on this issue, even though I'm the one that keeps experiencing it. I'm very well aware of it. The old web browser control, I never experienced things like this. I make a change, I close the form, reopen it, and poof, there was my change. But for some reason, there's something going on in the background. I don't know what it is. You never get errors from Access, at least. And it just seems to be this hit or miss when you perform certain updates. So all I'm urging you is, if you do some type of update, and when you render the form or the report, you're not seeing what you'd expect, before panicking, before doing too much troubleshooting and investing the time and energy in that, be sure that you at least attempt to compact and repair quickly. You may be very surprised that there's nothing wrong with you or anything you've done, but in reality, the issue lies somewhere in the inner workings of Access, and some type of caching or not shutting down properly the web browser control is my best guess at this point in time. So there you have it. My absolute very best piece of advice I could give any developer using the new modern web browser control: simply compact and repair, people. Hope everyone's well, and we will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.